everyone. So I know this is a double post for today, but I wanted to talk more about parental manipulation and just manipulation in general. I talked about gaslighting before and how you really shouldn't allow yourself to be gaslit. There isn't any consequence to fighting back and standing your ground. You know, you have intuition based on your experience, and if you're a good person, which I imagine most of you are, you're right most of the time. And you shouldn't allow people to tell you otherwise. You shouldn't allow people to manipulate you into believing that you're wrong and that you're not the victim and that the other person is the victim. Especially if it's happening so many goddamn times where it's just like, oh, it seems like, I'm always wrong. Maybe I am the problem. It has you questioning yourself. And that's really harmful, especially in a dynamic where you're an adult child and you have a mom who acts authoritarian in the way, they parent. But I want to talk about another very specific phrase that you may or may not have encountered in your adult life with your parent, or you may be dealing with it right now. And that's this harmful sentiment of, oh, well, I have 50 years on you. Oh, yeah, that's correct, but, I have 50 years on you. When you back them into a corner like a stuck pig on their points, and you call them out on the manipulation, they pull this one out. And that's really harmful. And I think it's because, my mom is I think she's a Gen Xer. She's got maybe 40 years on me. And she always brings that manipulation tactic out. And believe me, it is manipulation. When she brings that up and you genuinely have feelings that you talk about with her, and she tells you, oh, well, that's not correct, or I have this sort of experience, she's going to project her experience onto you. And regardless of gender or sex, right? She's a female, obviously she has her own experience as a female, but regardless of that, she grew up in a different time, vastly different time in the 70s. And we're in a different world now. That's just the reality of things, is that it's just a very arrogant thing to say when you say, oh, I have 50 years on you, to silence any sort of productive and thought-building sort of questions. It's a very bad faith manipulation tactic that distances your children from you. And I just challenge any parents that are watching to drop that sort of bravado, drop that sort of hierarchy. Because whether you like it or not, your kids are your kids, and you gotta treat them with respect. It's really harmful. If you really want a relationship, that is not a healthy way to do it.